Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and this is the summary for the day of 780 for the 13th of April. So we're gonna start off with frontline changes. There's only one over at BERDYCHI at the DFK front. So according to the Russian mapping, so in case you do not know where are we, this is DFK city, BERDYCHI is over here. There is some updates in terms of the front line according to Russian mapping. Now the Russian maps it like this, showing some growth in terms of this tumor. Russian forces control in this area here. So yeah, blood flows a lot here, and I mean as in the Russian forces are taking more grounds around here. So now it looks a bit more pokey. So that's all over for the frontline changes report. We're going to start off with the strategy and tactical reporting over at the Kherson front, at the southern front. There is still reports of fighting over at Krinky, according to the Ukrainian Defense Ministry. Three attacks on Krinky as per reported by the Ukrainian Defense Ministry. So that's about it. There is on the Russian side, they reported that they shot Ivanivka and Mykolaiivka, and there is a geolocation of airstrike on Odradomienka. I think that's how you pronounce it. Odradokayamka, sorry. Odradokayamka. So that's about it, I believe, over at the Kherson front. We move into the Zaporizhia front. Over at the Zaporizhia front, this is the Zaporizhia front. And there is fighting being reported in the northeastern part of Verbove. So the Russians are still pushing in this direction. There is rumors from the Russian side saying that the Ukrainians are now gathering a force to attack Robotine, whereas the Russians are currently preparing themselves for this potential offensive from the Ukrainians to attack Robotine. But tentatively, that seems to be just rumors. We do not know whether this will happen. So that's all for the Zaporizhia front. There's nothing else over at the rest of the front line. We move into the Donetsk front. At the Donetsk front, we have multiple Russian offensive operations. There is Staromayoske, Uruzhaine. There is geolocation of a drone strike at Voleda. Russian forces are still attacking at Novomikhailivka towards Antonivka. At Georgievka and Krasnohorivka, Ukrainian forces counterattack at Novomikhailivka. And so that's the strategic situation over at the Donetsk front. As we zoom in, there is airstrike on Konstantinivka over here. And at Novomikhailivka, we have artillery shelling of Ukrainian positions. So Russians are still pushing. There is no frontline changes as per reported. Ukrainian forces are counterattacking in this area here, while the Russians are pushing from Boyeda towards Antonivka. So not sure where's the front line right now in terms of this area here in the north. So we will continue to monitor and see how this progress. So yeah, so that's all for this southern part of this Marinka sector. At the Marinka, in the northern part, we have the Georgievka still ongoing. We do not know what is happening around here. There is also no developments over at the Battle of Krasnohorivka, except that there was a geolocation of FPV drone strike of Ukrainian forces in the southern part of Krasnohorivka. But that is where the Ukrainians are already known to be in position. So we'll continue to wait and see if there's any more developments after the weekend. So we go into the Avdiivka front. At the Avdiivka front, Russian forces continue their Avdiivka offensive with fighting reported at Novokalinove, at BERDYCHI, at Semenivka, Tonenke, Umanske, towards Yasnobrodivka, towards Netelove at Pervomaiske, and Nevelske. Ukrainian forces counterattack at Pervomaiske, at the Umanske region, and BERDYCHI, as well as towards Krasnohorivka. So this is the strategic situation. As you can see, very dynamic and a lot of movement from the Russian side. And there is no fighting being reported at the Novobahmutivka direction. So this is the current situation. And the only frontline change, as per mentioned, is over at BERDYCHI. There is some bombardments of Ukrainian forces by guided artillery just north of Kharkivka. all at the location called the Sviatobohoyalenki. Oh my God, what is that? No, that's not really. That's just the name of the church. I got scammed. So there's the north of Kolivka. And over at Novokalinove, there is also a tank, the Ukrainian tank getting destroyed over on this street. Russians are possibly over at this location, so a strike in this direction is possible. So we shall continue to wait and see how this progress. Over at the New York front, we have some news. There is fighting reported by the Russian Defense Ministry of Ukraine attacking Leninske over at Pivdene. So that's all. Over into the Bakhmut front, Russian forces continue the attack in the area of Klishchiivka and Andriivka. As per last reported, the Russian forces were pushing in the northern part or northwestern part of Klishchiivka. So, and the northern flank, there is only fighting being reported at Novoye over here. But that's about it. There are all the other places, there is no reports of fighting. Oh, yeah. Going back to Avdiivka front, the Russian Defense Ministry have announced the capture of Pervomaiske. I missed this. So that the Russian Defense Ministry announced that the center group of forces have captured Pervomaiske. So this is an acknowledgement. We already knew that Pervomaiske was captured on the 9th of April. So it took another 5 days before the Russian Defense Ministry acknowledged the capture. So this is just something that I just missed out just now. We move into the Sivers front. At the Sivers front, Russian forces continue to attack in the area of Rozdolivka, Sperne, Verkhomokanske, and Bilohorivka. This is reported by the Ukrainian Defense Ministry. So there is no news, no new developments being known. There is no fighting reported in the Vimka, Vasily direction. So, but this seems to be a continuous offensive. So let's see how the Russians will do over at this front line. Sivers front is traditionally very, very strong for the Ukrainians. So we move into the Crimea front. There is only one fighting being reported at Dibrova, with Ukrainian forces attacking Dibrova. So, and that's about it. There is no Russian offensive reported in the Crimea front. We move on. There's nothing at the Svetove front. Into the Kupiansk front. At the Kupiansk front, there is no offensive being reported. There is only one geolocation of Russian forces uses the thermobaric missiles on Sinkivka. And that's about it over at the Kupiansk front. At the border regions, we have one geolocation of Russian airstrike on Lipsy. According to the geolocation, they say that this is a temporary deployment point for Ukrainian forces at Lipsy. So that's about it for this area, and that's all for the SITREP. So this is the summary for the day of 780 for the 13th of April. Press the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next update.